Wait. So I said something fucking funny earlier. Like I'm going bald. So I'm going to cut the top of my head off, right? I'm going to pull the skull. I'm going to pull my head open. And I'm going to pull out my fucking brain. And I'm going to throw it at somebody. That's how I'm going to go out, dude. Yep. I'm just so fed up with everything. I'm just gonna be like, I'm just gonna like walk up to like some dipshit celebrity that I like Theo Vaughn or some shit, and I'm gonna be like, pull off the top of my head, and I'm gonna throw my fucking brain at him, and then I'm gonna collapse. And I'm gonna call it art. I'm gonna fucking collect a following on social media, and then when it finally happens, I'm gonna call it art, and they're gonna be like, she was the greatest artist of all time. Because that like fully, completely encompasses the entire nature of social media and society right now. It's just like, it's like a fight for who has the coolest, most informative, who has the best joke, who has the best piece of information, who is the most alpha and aggressive intellectually, who's the smartest of them all, and it's gonna be me. I can't do it anymore. I literally can't do this shit anymore. Are you not entertained? No, I'm not, dude. I'm over it. Oh, I'm so over it. Okay, so me and my husband don't live together, right? We've been living in 2 different apartments for like a year now. It'll be a year in October. And like when he's here, it's like we hang out together, and that's my favorite fucking part of the whole weekend, is that we get to talk to each other and be around each other. And then when he leaves, I'm like stuck being in the cycle of entertainment. So I'm like doing what everyone else does, and I'm like searching for shit to watch on YouTube, scrolling through fucking TikTok, and I'm just like, I can't consume any more entertainment, dude. I either have to join the ranks and become the entertainment, or I need to just quit. And I can't just quit. I'm just gonna fucking throw my brain at Theo Vaughn. Like, here. You can fucking have it, dude. I don't fucking want it anymore. I don't need it anymore. Because I have 100 different, at any given time during the day, I cycle through like fucking 4 or 5 different people, celebrities, entertainers, and at any given time, every day, all fucking day, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Like, I don't even know how to make sentences that make sense anymore. Because I need these celebrities to tell me what to think. So I don't have to think about anything, because they tell me what they think. And then I'm like, that's pretty much all I got left to do, is just be like, the fuck? Somebody get on here and hurry the fuck up and tell me what to think before I start thinking for myself. Did you hear that cricket? How fucking crazy do I look right now? One off. Oh, one of my favorite things about Theo Vaughn is I like watching his podcast, but I love watching the episodes where it's just him. Because when it's just him, he's like really struggling to find shit to say. You can tell that he's like really struggling the whole time to find shit to say. And like, he just says the most random shit. Like, he literally doesn't make any sense. Like, he doesn't make any sense. Like, he rivals Duncan Trussell on the train of nonsense. And like, that's one of my favorite things, is it's just like, this motherfucker don't even know what he's talking about. He just starts making shit up. And I'm like, and he is like super famous. He's got like hundreds of thousands, a million views, millions of views on all his fucking podcast episodes. And we're all just like slurping up the nonsense, and we're like, that's the way life is. And it's just like, you realize, like, ooh, is this, somebody should do the research. So like, we're like, oh, asking all our boyfriends and our husbands, how often do you think about the Roman Empire? Of course they're all thinking about the Roman Empire right now, because society is about to collapse. Trust me, someone should do the research into like the divine fool. The divine fool. Like, there have been court jesters since the beginning of time. And like, when society starts taking advice from the court jester, we're fucked, dude. Because those guys don't know what's going on ever. Like, they have, like, they're the ones who grasp society and humanity to a level that they can turn it all into a fucking joke and provide a bit of relief to even the highest of individuals. And like, that's where we're at in society right now. Like, on YouTube, every famous comedian has a fucking podcast now. So not only, so we have, I don't know about you, me and my husband watch Kill Tony, and then every great now and then we'll listen to like Christopher Titus on Spotify. But we only just recently started getting back into listening to comedy. But like, this is fucked, because I am not consuming any comedy specials. I'm listening to these court jesters sit on a podcast for 2 hours and spit out what they think about society. We have driven into a direction where we're taking fucking life advice from comedians. Comedians. Help. Oh my God. This is kind of funny too, because like, we've gotten to a point where like our societal stage has like expanded out into like TikTok, and like now we have like ordinary people getting on social media and then being funny for 60 seconds consistently, like 60 seconds 10 times a day for 100 days in a row, and now they're the comedians. So like, all the comedians, the professionals, quit being, they don't do comedy anymore. They do podcasts. They do comedy on the side now. Is that not weird to anybody else? That's weird. Like, that's got to be brand new. Like, that's not, like, we're all like, oh, the Roman Empire collapsed. Where are all the people who are smart enough to observe the progression of an empire? Is that a thing? That has to be like a thing, right? That has to be like a new thing. That's just like weird. I'm like all hopped up on fucking caffeine. But I've been, for like the past month or two, maybe like the past month, I've been like really into like the divine fool, right? Which is basically like, it's like the fool, you know, like has all the common knowledge. Like, he's aware of like society. He's aware of life, and like, he understands life so well that he has like broken free of the systematic nature of living to the point of, like, on the tarot card for the fool, to the point of stepping off of a cliff, blissfully unaware, not afraid, And like when you go looking into it, it's basically like, it's almost like putting your faith in a higher power. Like you've broken away from the systematic behavior of living life, that you have broken free and given yourself fully to a higher power, which is really fucking weird when you think about what I've said, that like comedians, like the famous celebrity comedians, have all essentially quit being comedians and started being podcasters, and now they're telling us what they think about the world. And like comedians, the court jesters of society, are shaping the way society thinks right now. And like as a result, everyone else is on social media in society trying to be the fool. So like the only archetype that even really exists right now is the jester, which is weird. So I think like as like in the evolution of humanity and society, where we're going right now is we're breaking free from the systematic oppression of what society has brought to us for 1,000 years. Clearly we're breaking free from that. And we're like giving ourselves to like a higher power to a certain degree. And we're like forming something new. Like for real, something new is coming. Like if you were to pull any fucking tarot card out of that fucking deck and be like, this is fucking society right now. It is the Zero card, the Fool card, which is really, really crazy. Like, I don't know if it has ever been like this before. Like, has it? I don't think it has ever been like this before, ever. So this is weird. I should start anyway. So not only are we, this is weird too. It might make you want to look at the progression of the major arcana in the tarot to kind of understand where society is headed, where humanity is headed as a collective. Because if we're at card 0 and we're like literally at the Fool card right now, what's next? I think the next card is the Magician. Let me look. Which is so fucking crazy too. Let me look. Yeah, the Fool card is card 0. Hold on. And the first card in the major arcana is the Magician. This is fucked up. Like, this is fucked up. Because from when TikTok started, what was it, like 4 years ago, TikTok took over the world, right? And like, we're all living, it was only 4 years ago, and it was only 4 fucking years ago, and we're all living as though TikTok has always been there now. It's so embedded in our social culture. We're all here. But the crazy thing is that TikTok started out as like entertainment. People were dancing and lip syncing, whatever. Influencers were trying to present themselves perfectly, you know, so they could get ad revenue and shit. And then guess what fucking happened? The biggest thing on this entire app, like you have popular entertainment comedian influencers and shit, right? Like Selena Spooky Boo and Chelsea Lynn or whoever, and they're funny, they're comedians, and they've got like 1 million followers. But the real fucking shit happening on TikTok is the resurgence of the occult. You have witch talk, which there's literally only 2 sides of TikTok. There's entertainment TikTok, and then there's fucking witch talk. But not only that, so you have a resurgence of the occult and like people practicing physical witchcraft, the fucking magician, and we're all connected now, right, on this app through social media, and we're like falling over onto YouTube. And if you're going to follow Witchfoot, you're on fucking Twitter with Witchfoot. Damien Eccles has a huge fucking following himself. Like if you go to his YouTube, his videos get like 70,000 fucking views. Like 30,000 views. And a big part of those views are like the 1,600 of us who are subscribed to his Patreon who watch his videos all day, every fucking day. There's like a massive resurgence of the occult. So not only do we have the Fool leading the way, but we have the Magician. So, like, what's next? So the next fucking card is the High Priestess, and the keywords for the High Priestess are inner knowledge, intuition, duality. So, like, from there, you could just say that we have the resurgence of the occult. So we have those of us who practice magic or witchcraft, and we're, like, well-versed and knowledgeable about the depths of human consciousness, leading the way. And that, in turn, people are now exposed. Ordinary people can now get on TikTok and search witch talk or witchfoot, and they can fucking expose themselves to this depth. Like, I made a YouTube video today that I have uploading to my YouTube, and what I was saying was, society, humanity, essentially, is like a river, right? It's like the ocean, right? And the ocean spills out into the land and creates these rivers, and you have these lakes which create rivers that go into the ocean. But in the ocean, and even in the biggest rivers that we have, in every lake, and even in any pond, you have these undercurrents that essentially direct the flow of the river. Like, the river is going to start going down like this, but those little undercurrents from those little pockets of water in the land, the occult, those little undercurrents are what really direct the river. Because they're carving out the ground, right? They're carving through the ground because those undercurrents are stronger than the regular current of the river. So that's where you get the High Priestess, is the rest of society is they're going to become exposed to that undercurrent, the occult, the magician, and they're going to start learning and waking up to the nature of reality. This is insane. This is insane. This is interesting too, I guess. This is one of the things. Okay, so the next card, the second card, is the Empress. We're dealing with females here. We're dealing with feminine energy. And the Empress keywords are beauty, motherhood, and creativity. So this is one of the things that I rant to my husband about. Especially lately, I've been ranting to my husband about this. I'm like, our society, especially American society, we are over-sexualized. We are hyper fucking sexualized to the degree that we value sex more than we value creation, more than we value women, like more than we value children. Like, we value sex more than we value children, which is fucked up, because how do you get a baby in the first place? You have sex. And, like, because of that, like, I'm not a fucking feminist. Fuck you, I'm not a feminist. I do not hate men. I love men. I love that gender, like, just as a whole, because I think boys are fucking hilarious and smart and sweet and quiet. And it's just like, I love the other gender, the opposing gender. I love it. I'm not a fucking feminist. But I do understand that, like, we have over-sexualized our society to the degree that we have forgotten women. Like, not only, like, we've forgotten the occult, we have forgotten spirituality, we have forgotten God, we have forgotten the value of the female body. In my YouTube video, I also talk about how I have reached a point of no return in my occult life, to where I'm literally at a place in life as a person, as a human being, where I understand, I fully fucking comprehend and see my physical body as the physical layer of my aura. I understand that I am the Atman and I am the consciousness, and my body is the physical layer of my aura. And we don't value the female body the way that we fucking should. Okay, because this body is what brings humanity into existence. Without my feminine female body, humanity would not fucking exist. And we value sexuality. We value how fucking sexy and hot and skinny and pretty and tan and attractive you are as a female, more than we value the fact that your fucking body creates life, creates the vessel for life. And I think that's fucking interesting that the third card is the Empress, and it's all about beauty, motherhood, and creativity. So I'm just going to go ahead and take a fat fucking guess and say that because society is the fool right now, breaking free from the systematic oppression of society, breaking free, exposing itself to the occult, the magician, doing the internal work of the high priestess, some reflection, and what's going to come out of that reflection, that period and that exposure, we're going to value women. We're going to value the female body like we should. Like I think people used to in the past, but we don't anymore. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Goodbye.